feet. Welcome home. Make some noise. VCC. Are you ready? Everybody on your feet, wherever you are in the world. Welcome home. Love you guys. Love you guys. Unbelievable. VCC, welcome to day 2. I have just one word to tell all of you, wherever you are in the world right now. I love you. Thank you for being part of the greatest digital event we have ever put together. And today, if you realize we are no longer on the ground, all right, I decided on day 2 to raise us up into the skies, into the clouds. So if you see me standing here, we are actually on an aircraft, flying aircraft carrier, and behind me are private jets. And the reason why I wanted you to see these private jets, because in 1998, when I started my journey, all right, Dato Sri Vijay told me, you can dream as big as you want. There is no limitation. We can dream whatever we want. And yesterday you heard from Hippolyte, Al-Hajras, Naeem, where they shared their dreams. And I love listening to the younger generation of networkers, because when they speak about their dreams, when they share about their dreams, it reminds me of how we started. Now, yesterday we had so much fun, all right? Iron Man was here, your chief. You heard from the V partners, unbelievable messages from the V partners. You heard from Japadas Bismarck and Dato Sri Vijay Ishwaran. And today is day 2. And we need to get serious. We need to get you ready for the ultimate journey of your life, about your dreams, where you want to be, where you want to reach. Now, a lot of you have seen me on the Wednesday message, on Instagram Live, and all the VCons or the videos on VTube. But today, I'm standing here as your upline. I'm standing here as your chief, representing our great founders, Japadas Bismarck and Dato Sri Vijay. And today, I'm always the first speaker on day 2 at every VCon. Because I believe what I'm going to share with you is the most fundamental point of your journey. So I want you to sit down, all of you, wherever you are. Thank you for the love. Thank you for going crazy. But sit down. Sit down and be here. All right? For the next 45 minutes, sit down and be here and listen to me. Get comfortable with the fact that I am going to be speaking to you, not as a crowd, but as an individual. And it's so important, this session I'm going to do with you, because without getting clarity on this topic today, your journey moving to financial freedom is not going to happen. Now, all of you watching me right now, whether you are in Africa, the Middle East, Central Asia, Asia, all right, wherever you are from, please remember one thing. You are part of the V family. You are part of our family, guys. And today I'm speaking to you as Pathman Senathirajah. You can call me Chief, you can call me Iron Man, but I am Pathman Senathirajah. I'm a humble networker who is a downline of Dato Sri Vijay Ishwaran. Now sometimes I feel that when you look at us, when you look at Arun, Adli, Sati, all right, you look at all the V partners yesterday, and you look at me and you go like, wow. Guys, we are not movie stars. We are not rock stars. We are networkers. We started with humble beginnings, just like you. So right now, if you are sitting down there and you have 0 on your left, 0 on your right, you know what's your name? Your name is Pathman Senathirajah. Because 24 years ago, I had 0 on my left, 0 on my right. Now, whether your market is going through a big challenge and you are struggling to hold your warriors together, it's okay. All right? Your name is Adli Hassan. Because Adli has been through those challenges so many times over 24 years. Now, if you are a brand new sign-up and you're still confused who we are, welcome to the greatest network marketing organization in the world called Qnet. Regardless of what you read on the internet, I hope after day 1, you realize who we really are. You realize that we stand for the truth that Japa and Dato Sri Vijay built this company with integrity and love and service, that you made the right decision to be part of this company, guys. All right? And for those of you who have not signed up, and I know you are there, all right, and you are thinking, should I sign up? Should I not? Let me give you one guarantee. After this week-on, you will sign up. You will sign up today after this session, all right? Because this is your destiny. This is what you must embrace, guys. There are no mistakes in the master plan. The fact that you are watching this week-on, whoever you are, there's a reason why you're watching us today. And sometimes I speak to Sati and Kuna. We started as brothers together. I cannot believe how we started 24 years ago and who we are today. I still cannot believe that I'm holding this microphone and talking to 500,000 people around the world, guys. I cannot believe it. I still remember, as Dato Sri or Anne said yesterday, the first time I had to go on stage and introduce him, he didn't come, all right? And today I'm here, your chief, your upline. But let me make something very clear to you. You still don't know me, all right? You look at me today and say, Chief, we love you, we love you, we love you. No. Today, as I do on every day 2 of VCon, I want to tell you a story. Because if you see me as somebody who's financially free, who has built this network and is successful, blah, 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 you will be thinking, wow, I don't want you to look at me and say, wow. I want you to look at me and say, if he can do it, so can I. If he has become who he is today, I can also become just like him, but even better than him. That's the message I want you to get. Because whoever you are right now watching me, sitting down in a hotel ballroom, sitting at home with your mom or your mother-in-law, all right, and your kids, you are just starting your journey. We have been on this journey for 24 years. But me, Sati, Kuna, Arun, Adli, Donna, all right, all of us started exactly like you. And today, I want to share my story. Because a lot of you who have not come to VCon have not heard my story. So please, listen very carefully, all right, to the story so you know the real Pathman Senathirajah. Okay, firstly, I did not grow up with privileges. I did not grow up with in a city. I grew up in a small town, guys. A small town. I don't know whether you know what a small town is, but I grew up in a town called Teluk Intan. Translated to English, Diamond Bay. But there was no diamonds in Teluk Intan, okay? Small town. It means that we grew up, like some of you, I hope, that our neighbors are like our family, right? That we played outside, not on the iPad, it never existed, okay? Not on the iPhone. That we climbed trees, we swam in the rivers, all right? We grew up in a community surrounded by people that you can trust and love. And I love the fact that I grew up in a small town. Okay? I'm nothing against people who grow up in cities, but there's something magical about coming from a place of humility, coming from a place of love and connections. So I grew up in a small town. I lost my dad when I was 3 years old. Okay, so I never knew my dad. I'm proud to carry his name, Senathirajah, but I never met him. I remember 1 or 2 memories of seeing him, but I don't know him. But I heard great stories about this great man called Senathirajah. He was a man who represented integrity, warriorship, loyalty. And I'm proud to be his son. I'm proud to carry his name. But I never knew him. So we lost our dad, me, Kuna and Sati. Kuna knew him a bit more. But we lost our dad when I was 3 years old. And that means I was brought up by a mom. And to all the mothers watching today, I love you so much. There is nothing more powerful, more magical, more spiritual than a mother's love. So I grew up with a mom. And my mom was a civil servant. You know, she was a government school teacher and earning very little money. So imagine in 1978, she was a young woman with 3 sons. And she lost her husband, her support system, income. And she was alone. And she brought up 3 boys. Now you can imagine today being a single mom is possible, all right, in a modern sense. But in the 70s, it was tough. It was tough for her to put food on the table. It was tough for her to manage the social taboo of being a single mother. So those of you who are out there, the women watching, if you are a single mother, stay strong. After listening to the story of my mom, all right, I hope you get strength from this story. So my mom brought us up. And I realized today, after talking to Dato Sri Vijay, that some of the most important lessons that we apply in network marketing today on our journey or your journey to max out is not only what you learn in the V or Qnet. Actually, this lesson started way before, from the time you were born. When I look back at my journey of life, I realized that everything I'm applying today in network marketing, I have actually learned it through my experience of life. And that is what you need to know that you don't need a qualification to be a great networker. You got to be human. Your story, your journey of life has taught you more than any book, any training ever. And that's why today I want to share my journey. I want to share my heart with you. That I want you to know who I am. That I appreciate your love, your adoration, your respect. But I'm not an item. You know, I'm not this thing. I'm Pathman Senathirajah. I hope one day you will see me as your brother, as your friend, as somebody who can guide you on this journey, all right? And based on the fact I've been a student of Dato Sri Vijay in Japa for 24 years. So I grew up just like any other person in life, okay? I have two brothers, Sati and Kuna. Now, obviously, you guys have decided multiple times, right, that you love all three of us, but you have clearly voted me as the best looking and the sexiest brother among the Senathirajah brothers. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right? And my mom brought us up in a small town, okay? We did not have anything of luxury. But let me tell you, I never felt poor, ever. Because my mom, and I'm going to call her Amma from now onwards, Amma compensated the lack of financial stuff with love, with adventure, with hammerings, all right, or canings, and laughter. Okay, and it's not easy to bring up three boys. Okay, I was naughty, Sati was naughtier, and Kuna was an angel. Okay, remember I'm using the word was an angel. Okay, and me and Sati were naughty like kids, and we gave my mom a hard time, but she understood that boys will be boys. You have heard this before, okay? And I grew up, and throughout my journey of life, understood the value of happiness. When I look back at my childhood, it was the most joyful, most beautiful journey I ever had. My two brothers, who are my pillars of strength today, Kuna and Sati, we had so much fun. We played, we went out, we did crazy things, but simple things, you know? Simple things growing up. I hope you can relate to that. And I understood the value of love, family, from a very young age. And like you, all of you, I had a normal journey of a kid. I didn't like school. You know this. I fell in love at a very young age. I am a person, I think, who believes in the power of love at the youngest age. I fell in love for the first time when I was 12 years old. I'll tell you a story, okay? So I'm a young kid, excited, 12 years old. And remember how we used to comb our hair when we were young? It was side, in the front, up, okay? We put some kind of cream, trying to look handsome. And I'll tell you the first time I fell in love. It's a beautiful story. So I used to get into a transport vehicle to go to school every time, all right? And this was the first time I understood the power of a dream. So I got into this car. Every morning, stand there with the bag like a moron, waiting, car comes or the van comes and you get in, correct? So one day, same routine, I got into the van, sat down, and at the end of the van, there was a girl. I can't mention her name anymore. Kalai banned me for mentioning her name because people would Google her, all right? And she was sitting there. And I sat down, and I looked at her. And suddenly, everything was slow motion, like the Hindi movies, like Tujhe dekha, tohe jana sanam. It's like that. Okay, it was slow motion. The wind was blowing from the window. Her hair was flying. And I fell in love. That was a dream. You understand? She was my dream. And I want you to understand this. That you understood the power of the dream from the time you were this small. When you wanted a toy. When you wanted something so badly. So I wanted to fall in love with this girl. So badly. Alright? Of course, she didn't look at me at that time. And I looked at her. Every morning, it was a Hindi Bollywood movie. Every morning, it was Tujhe dekha to hai jana sanum. You understand? My heart was beating fast. I looked at her. But no communication, no interaction. So what I did research. I wanted to understand my dream. So I got on my bicycle, found out where she was living. Right? Dedication, commitment. If your dream is big enough, you will do anything to achieve it. And that was my dream at that time. And I found her house. And I would ride my bicycle, I swear, up and down her house, non-stop, in the sun, in the rain. Nothing could stop me. Up, down, presentación, 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 presentación. Just to be able to see her one time come out of the gate. It was like, and then one day, I made up my mind that I have to tell her that I like her or love her. You understand? But I was afraid, like many of you, you are afraid, all right, to go after your dream because you're afraid you will fail. What if it doesn't work out? The same principle. I was afraid that she, okay, was going to reject me or say no or ignore me. Rejection, the worst thing in life. Rejection doesn't happen only in Qnet. You have been rejected many times before in life. That's why you don't like rejection. So I was so afraid, but I had this opportunity because Amma invited me to go on a school trip with her class. And that girl was a student in her class in a bus. We were going to a theme park. You know a theme park? All right, with rides and all of that. So this is your chief thinking, I will announce my love for her in the bus with 40 girls as witnesses. I wasn't thinking. And I said, how do I announce my love? We were not trained. Nobody taught me what to do. Kuna and Sati were useless at talking to girls because I was 12 years old. That means they were like, 14 and 15. They were still too young. I am the expert at talking to girls, not Kuna and Sati. So I had a cassette player. Cassette. You don't know what a cassette is, huh? It's a cassette. You can turn with your pencil. Remember when the tape comes out? I put a cassette and there was a song, all right, by Starship called Nothing Is Gonna Stop Us Now. It goes like, looking in her eyes, I see the paradise, na, 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 na. Okay? So I memorized the song. Play, rewind, write the notes. So we were in the bus. And I went in the bus. Amma was sleeping, thank God. I went, I turned, I look at the girl. Holding a piece of paper like a moron. And I looked at her, couldn't talk. And I started to sing the song. Looking in your eyes, I see your paradise. And my God, guys, everyone laughed at me. Everyone. And I want you to remember this moment. When you go after your dream, everyone will laugh. But you don't stop. You don't give up. And I stood there And that's when I knew I was a warrior. I was Senathirajah's son. You understand? I kept singing. Thick skin. I kept singing. Looking, put your hand in my hand. You understand? And then she didn't say a word. And I folded the paper, put in my pocket, went back, sat at the back of the bus, devastated, rejected. The world is over. I wanted to die at 12 years old. My heart broke to millions of pieces. And then I went to the theme park like this. You know, when your heart is broken, you get depressed. And I went to the horror house. You know the horror house? So I went to the horror house and I walked in. I gave up on my dream. Mistake. Never give up on your dream. I gave up on my dream. And when I was walking in the horror house, suddenly somebody held my hand. I'm just thinking about it now. I can still remember. Somebody held my hand. And I was too afraid to look, and it was dark. And when I walked out of that horror house, I turned. And it was that girl. She held my hand, baby. All right? And in my mind, she became my girlfriend at that moment. And I realized at that age, never give up on your dreams. You never know. Just do everything from your heart and He will reward you somehow or another. And that was the first time I understood the power of a dream. And it will make you do the craziest things. And the world will laugh at you. So what? When you achieve that dream, who cares about the laughter? You did it. And that was the first time I understood the power of the dream. And living in a small town, you know, I grew up. I went to school. I didn't like school like many of you. But my mom, Amma, was a teacher. So there is an assumption, if your mother is a teacher, you are supposed to be smart. I can tell you that assumption is wrong. I'm many things, but I'm not smart. And I used to hate school. And I think school is the greatest scam on the planet. All right, think about it. Okay, let me prove this to you. And I say this all the time. Mathematics is the greatest scam on the planet. Because there's something in mathematics called pi. 3.148. 3.147. 3.147 pi. You have to calculate pi. Please, when on planet Earth have you used pi after you left school? Where? You go and buy gold, give me 2 pies of gold? No, you don't. It's a scam. All right, then chemistry. You put 2 liquids together and it turns purple. So what? Who cares? But I had to go through school because Amma was a teacher, expectation. I didn't do very well. And when I left high school, I had a choice to make where to go. And in our culture, and anyone from Asian culture, you must be an engineer, lawyer, doctor, accountant. Mathematics fail, cannot be accountant. Chemistry fail, everything fail. So doctor, no. Accountant, no. Engineer, no. I was only left with one thing, to be a lawyer. Because I thought lawyers only need to talk. And I was good at talking. I said, okay. So my mother sent me to study law. Don't ask me how. It remains a mystery how I passed law. So I'm very proud to say on this platform, the Giri also, all right, AVP Giri, I'm actually a qualified, graduated lawyer, all right. Don't ask me how. I think that year their standards were very low. And I became a lawyer. I had to work as a waiter, as a security guard, to pay for my fees. Amma supported me as much as she could, but she didn't have money, guys. And I'm so proud of my mother because with no money and never ever asking money from anyone. She educated Kuna, Sati, and me. Unbelievable. And there's one more person she helped educate. And you may not know this, but my mother was actually Dato Sri Vijay's school teacher when he was in primary school. When Dato Sri Vijay was a little boy, my mother and my father were both his school teachers. All right? That means he actually knew my father more than me. And when he tells me stories of my papa, makes me very proud. All right? That I'm still connected, through Dato Sri Vijay's memories of my father. So Dato Sri Vijay was a student of my mother. Now you will know how I came into this business. Why I am Dato Sri Vijay's direct referral, okay? So Dato Sri Vijay came back to Malaysia in 1998 when he first started this company, all right? And came to see my mother out of respect, teacher. This is a culture thing, okay? And, all right, he came to see and he asked my mother, what's Kuna doing? Doing quite well. Sati has a job. Pathman, jobless. Jobless. All right? And he said, bring the bugger, let him work for me. So what many people did not know, that when I started my journey with this organization, I was hired by our grand upline, the one and only Dato Sri Vijay. And he hired me to be a legal and business development manager. I don't even know what that means. So he hired me. And I worked in 1998 in this company. Excited. All right? I knew a little bit about network marketing in my past experiences selling lipstick in college. Good business to do. All right? You make money and you meet a lot of girls. Okay? And then I started working for Dato Sri in the Malaysian office. And my job, I swear, my job every day is to stand at the door while some guy is doing a presentation. Presentation. And the last 2 minutes of the presentation, all right, I would walk up in front of the crowd, smile, and say, good evening, my name is Pathman Senathirajah. I am a lawyer. And this business is legal. That's all. All right? 10 seconds. I got paid a salary by Dato Sri to do it. Now, one day, this is what Dato Sri spoke about yesterday. Sometimes we are pushed to do things we are afraid to do, and we just do it. So one day, I was waiting. The room was full, maybe 40, 60 people, and I was waiting. And the guy who was supposed to do the presentation did not come. And he called me and said, bro, can you do the presentation? Now today, I'm your chief. I can speak to millions of people. No problem. But 24 years ago, I was shit scared. I have never spoken beyond Pathman Senathirajah. I am a lawyer. The business is legal. So here you have 40 people. And I said, no, I can't do it. He said, please, please, I can't. I am stuck. You have to do it. So I went up in front. I went up in front, guys. And I did the presentation. My presentation is 12 minutes, okay? Or 10 minutes. I said, guys, welcome. All right, the guy who's supposed to come did not come, so you're stuck with me. My name is Pathman Senathirajah. All right, you buy a product from this company, you get a tracking center. What is a tracking center? Don't ask me. All right, then there's a line in the middle. Why is the line in the middle? I don't know, I don't care. Then you have left and you have right. Now you find two people, one on your left, one on your right, and then you ask them to buy a product, they get a tracking center, and they ask two more people, then you ask two more people, blah, 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 and ultimately you just look for people who are unhappy with their lives, like you, who are looking for a solution, and you bring them, and we'll do the presentation. All right, thank you very much. I left, and then I came back. Good evening, my name is Pathman Senathirajah. I am a lawyer, and this business is legal. I didn't say it that way. I said it more professionally. And I did it. And I went home. And the next day I came back to the office late. Because I have a medical problem. I cannot wake up in the morning. And I came late and everyone was clapping. Fantastic presentation. Oh my God, Pathman, it was the best. Almost everyone signed up. And I felt so proud and so stupid. Proud because I did a good presentation. Stupid because I didn't make any money. The other guy made all the money. So I called Anne. I said, Anne, this is a scam. I did the presentation, that guy made all the money, and he spoke to me on the phone. He said, okay, quit your job and become a full-time networker. At that moment, I made the biggest, most unbelievable decision in my life. I quit. I said yes. I went home, told my mother, borrowed money from my mother, right? And started becoming a networker. In my first 48 hours, I signed up like 22 hot zone direct referrals. Many of them are here today, right, in the in-service. And I started my journey. And I started my journey. And when I started my journey, and I went on and on and on, I came to one conclusion. The first conclusion, that this business is not difficult. It's the most duplicable business on the planet. But the second most important conclusion I came to is that you cannot succeed in this business if you don't have a dream. That this journey in networking, this journey in Qnet makes no sense if you don't have a dream. And the reason why people quit, and somebody was sharing why people quit, I forgot who yesterday, the frustration of people quitting. People quit only because they don't have a dream that is important to them, that they are willing to fight for, they are willing to die for. Because this is not a job, guys. This is a journey of entrepreneurship. This is a journey that you are very much alone. If it is to be, it is up to me. As Dato Sri Vijay says, yes, you have support. You have the V, you have your uplines, you have Dato, Japa, everyone. But ultimately, this is your personal journey. Your personal journey. And this journey will only happen. This journey will only complete itself if you know why you are doing it. Don't worry about how. Don't worry about the technical details. That's stupidity. Network marketing is not rocket science, guys. Look at me, you know my journey. I was a nobody, small town. Fell in love 12 years old. Below average student. All right? I had nothing. And I met this great man, Dato Sri Vijay, and I said yes. I borrowed money from my mom, from Kuna, from Sati. All right? To start my journey. I didn't know any details. I knew left, right, this is you. There is a line in the middle. I don't even know why they call it a tracking center until today. But I knew at that point of my life that you need a dream, and your dream can be the private jet you see behind me. It can be a Ferrari. It can be anything. There is no limitation to your dream. The dream is the conscious use of your imagination, all right, to reach a conclusion of ultimate happiness. Because when you achieve your dream, you become happy. Financial freedom is ultimately about reaching a point of happiness. And when I started my journey, I wanted the car. I got the car. I wanted the watch. I got the watch. I wanted this. I wanted that. I wanted so many things. And then we faced a challenge, which was so difficult. Just after 2 years, 2001, I think. Me, Sati, Giri, all right, everyone in Malaysia, Dave, Rosli, we faced one of the greatest challenges. Ranjit remembers this. And that time there was no such thing as a challenge like today. We are experts. Challenge, okay, solve it. We faced a challenge. I lost everything I built. I was at the verge of giving up. So if you ever reach a point where you feel like giving up, it's okay. It simply means you are human. I felt like giving up. But something kept me going. Something kept me strong. I went to Dato Sri that night. I sat down on the floor. He was sitting on his Swedish chair, and I looked at him and I said, Anne, what do I do? And he looked at me and he said, listen, you quit or you stay and find a reason that is greater than your problem. Find a dream that is bigger than the challenge, like Sati said. And that was the moment I realized. And I went home that night and I sat down alone in my dining table and I cried. And I never cry. Because I didn't know what to do, guys. I cried. Because I was 23 years old. I was a young kid. There was no VCon. There was no V. There was no V partners. There was nothing. It was me. Promises I made to so many people and their families. There was a promise I made to my upline mentor, Dato Sri Vijay, who I love so much. And I was sitting on the dining table at 4 in the morning, I think. I realized what Dato Sri, what Anne said. Anne said, quit if you don't have a reason bigger than any problem. And at that point, I had a realization of what was my real dream. Don't get me wrong, I love the car, I love financial freedom, I love everything. But at that point, I found my real dream. My real dream was my mom, my Amma. That my whole journey of life, she has been my reason of existence. She is my dream. She is my purpose. She is my oxygen. She is the reason I do everything I do. And at that point, I realized my mom. Amma is my dream. And that was the click for me. At that moment, Dato Sri Vijay's words, Anna's words made sense. I have a dream that is bigger than any challenge, any freaking newspaper, any internet article, or any government will never be bigger than my dream, my mom, my Amma, my life. And I remember going to her room, and every night I come back 4, 5 in the morning, I'll go to her room and lie next to her. And I remember why I was doing this business. Was to give her what she deserved. She sacrificed her life. You know, in Indian culture, women buy jewelry and sari for Diwali, you know. I knew my mom never bought jewelry and Diwali jewelry and saris for Diwali so she could give us new clothes. I knew she never enjoyed her journey of life because her responsibility towards her sons was everything to her. And that is when I made up my mind that my dream is to give her her dreams that she sacrificed for us, like your parents did. And that was the moment I realized that nothing nobody can ever stop me. Because my dream was a different league. Because at that moment I knew, I hope you feel the same way, I was willing to die for her. Like that. If I was willing to die for my dream, what can stop me? What can stop me? And I kept building. We rebuilt. I traveled the world. No more fear. Because my dream was so powerful. My mom, my amma. And I want you to understand, dream of the car, dream of the mansion, dream of the Ferrari, dream of the private jet, dream of the Rolex, dream of flying first class. Please, dream. But you need that one dream that is so powerful, so magical, that nobody and nothing can ever take it away from you. And until you find that dream, your journey is 50-50. You may quit anytime, I'm sorry, but this is the truth. Only the people who don't have that dream will quit. Of course you will quit. Oh, I want to buy a new BMW. Oh my God, everyone is against Qnet. Screw the BMW. I will drive a Toyota. You are telling me you are willing to die for a BMW? You are willing to face the negative people for a BMW? No. You will go back to Toyota. That's why people quit. People quit every day in this business because they did not find the dream, the ultimate dream. I found that dream at the age of 24. Do you understand? My dream is many things, but my ultimate dream is a woman. A woman that made me who I am today, who lives in my heart every single day. You don't know her. In 2010, on July 13, God decided to take my amma home. One of the rare moments in my life I cried. And I made a promise to Kuna, to Sati, to Dave, to Rosli, and all of them know my mom, that I will always tell this story at every VCon. Even if they don't want me to speak at VCon, I will still tell this story because that is the answer to your journey to find that dream. And you don't know my mom. Her name is Padmavati Kandeya, or Mrs. Senathirajah. The most beautiful woman in the world. I miss her so much every day. Today, I want you to know her. So I'm going to play a video of my mom. Because if you respect me, if you love me, if you think I am giving you any value as your chief and upline, it's because of her, her love, her sacrifices, her dedication of being the greatest mother. She is my dream. She will always remain my dream. So you want to see my dream? You really want to see my dream? Let me show you my reason for being here today after 24 years. So now I want all of you to stand up. Wherever you are right now, stand up. Stand up and take a deep breath. Today, I want to help you find the dream. Like how I found my dream. And I want you to stand up wherever you are, at home. And I want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And I want you to listen to my voice. Listen carefully to my voice. I want you to trust my voice. I want you to close your eyes. Gently, gently close your eyes. I want you to listen to the music. I want you to listen to my voice, speaking to you as your brother, as your friend, as somebody who cares so much about you. But today, you need to find your dream. So I want to close your eyes. Together, I want you to find your dream. I want you to think of your journey of life. Remember when you were a young man, a young woman, and you wanted everything in the world. I want you to remember when you were a dreamer. What is that dream? What did you want on this journey of life? What's important to you? What are you willing to pay any price to achieve? I want you to find your dream. Is it your children today? Is it about their future? Is it about your parents, your mom, your dad, the sacrifices they made for you, and what you want to give back to them? Is it your dream home for your family? Whatever it is, find your dream. Find the dream that will beat in your heart every day. A dream that nobody can ever take away from you. I want you to find your dream. Remember your mom. Remember your dad. Remember the promises you have made to your family, to your kids, to your downline. I want you to look within your heart. I want you to find your dream. I want you to find your dream. This journey of yours must be driven by something so important to you. Something nobody or nothing can steal away from you. Remember your journey of life. Remember your childhood. Remember the promises you made to your Amma, your Papa. Remember the promises you made to your kids, your sons, your daughters. I want you to find your dream. I want you to find the dream. Find the dream. Look within your heart. Find your dream. Find your dream. Find your dream. Take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. Open your eyes. I wish I could see your faces. You know what you're feeling right now? You have clarity. Now, this dream you have found, you hang on to it. You never let go. You never, never, never let go. Now, you're ready for your journey. Now, nothing, nobody can ever. Now, nothing, nobody can ever stop you. And I made a promise 2010 to my mom, my Amma, that I will keep doing what I'm doing for the rest of my life to help people find their dream, to help people make their dreams into a reality. That dream you found, don't keep it here. Keep it here. I promise you, nothing and nobody can ever stop you. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. I love you guys. I'm so proud of all of you. Welcome to the beginning of the most beautiful journey of your life. I love you. Thank you. I love you all so much. I'm so proud of you. I love you guys.